lot of coordination from the team. The biggest confusion, Covey did a study many years ago that asked people what the number one focus of their company was, and less than 16% of the people polled actually knew. And he used this example of a soccer game and moving toward a goal, and he showed a bunch of kids that were out there who didn't know what the objective was, and they were kicking the ball back and forth to each other, and one was over here eating a peanut butter sandwich. And, you can imagine a bunch of kids at a soccer game that don't really understand, that haven't been coached and trained. They don't know what to do. Then he showed the difference between a highly trained team that did know what the goal was and how they were constantly moving the ball down the field toward the goal. What I find in teams, and I know because I have monkey mind as a leader, that means my mind is so distracted by so many different opportunities that we don't typically get clear about where we're going. Like, what is it we're pushing toward? Like what is the ultimate goal here? Is it a revenue goal? Is it a retention goal? You understand what I'm saying? So what do? We're like that little kid. We're just kicking the ball back and forth to each other, and we're not moving the ball down the field toward the goal. And how effective can you be when you don't know what the goal is? Right? So you're just kind of doing things and movement with really no purpose. Okay? Now, when you have no purpose, I'm a big believer in the whole person theory, body, mind, heart, and spirit. When your spirit is not involved, that's your sense of purpose, and your heart is not involved, how good can you be as a team? Okay? Now, I'm going to show you a few things that we did this morning, and then Chelsea's going to teach a lot of this, because I'm going to have different team members come in during Monster Teams, because they are actually going and implementing a lot of what I'm talking about. And they're going to be able to speak the language with you. I'm kind of talking about this from an owner's perspective. It'd be like putting Scott up here. She's going to talk to you and the team as if from an employee perspective. You follow what I'm saying here? Like, this is how we're trying to implement vision. Well, this morning I met with our team, and I had something on my heart I wanted to share with my team, and I think you guys would benefit hearing this, and that is, how do we make people feel when they exchange business with us? Because recently I was watching emails from our team, one email responses, quick text messages. You follow what I'm saying? Very transactionally minded. And over the past couple of weeks, I've had some business dealings with other companies, and quite frankly, I felt really bad about the experience. Like, it made me feel awful toward them. And it happened 2 or 3 times within a short period of time, people that I believed in, people I thought was good, and the way they acted toward us, either through email or phone call or text message, it made me not want to do any more business with them. It made me actually want to just not support them at all. You follow what I'm saying? And I kept saying to myself, I don't want our customers to ever feel like this. And I know why people would feel like that. Why? You get moving too fast. You got too many things to do. Everything becomes a short answer. You don't slow down and take time to talk. I'm awful about people that either want to quit or don't show up. Like in my past, like, I'm awful about that. Like, I just want to totally just discard those people. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I mean, why can't you show up? Why won't you do it? Why would you want to quit this? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Versus being understanding, like, how can we provide more value for you? I understand that you're upset. Like, how can we help you make this right? How do we make a person feel? So I always had this saying, when I'm with you, I feel better about me. How do I feel when I'm with you? Do I feel better about me or worse about me when I'm with you? Does that make sense? So one of the things I was talking to my team about this morning as it relates to the game changer is, when a person comes to you, here's the problem. There's a lot of confusion. Would you agree? They don't know what to do. Like, I bought a rental property, but I don't know how to get it rented, or I don't know what, I've never done it before. Like, I hear people all the time say, I don't know how the rental game works. I've always wanted to get into it, but I don't understand how it works. They're confused. Because of that confusion, they have a lot of insecurity. Their lack of confidence. Now, you have a proven process that works, but there's 2 different opportunities when it comes to game changing. One opportunity is a slight improvement on their current life. So when you're looking at this over here, when you're trying to sell a person, maybe they've done it in the past, but there's a lot of fear that comes along with this opportunity. So what kind of fears do people give you when you're looking at selling them into your program? What kind of fears do you think they have? It's going to cost too much. Evictions. Terrified of tenants. They may not ever tell you those things. So when you're presenting your opportunity to people, if they think it is only going to slightly improve their lives, and I think this is a big sell for you guys, like investing in apartments, investing in single-family residential thing, has that been a game changer for you?
Absolutely.
Okay. And when I saw you speak up here the other night at Tommy's event, I could feel that. I could feel your passion. I could feel your conviction. There was no question they could ask you that you didn't have an answer to, because you've spent your life. But the reason you spent your life doing it is because it has been a life-changing opportunity for you. Everybody see that? So what I've been trying to teach my team is there is a big difference between an improvement offer, which my life is okay, and you're slightly going to improve it. Like this much. Between selling that and this is a strategy that can change your whole freaking life. Okay? Everybody see the difference? So the problem with an improvement offer is, think about it this way. I joined the MAC, and I joined Golds, and I joined CrossFit, and I did this, all trying to get in better shape. Guess what? None of them work, Bob. None of them. So you come along with a new gym, it's open 24 hours a day, and you say, hey, and I'm thinking, yeah, I eat pizza on Mondays at the new gym. That's right. Hey, that'd probably sell, actually. So here's my point. I come along to you, and I look at your opportunity, and I say what? That's right. See, Bob, you got to be able to sell to people that gamification, new phone systems, new technology is going to change their whole freaking life. It's not going to be a slight improvement on their old way of doing business. Does that make sense? So we're not bold enough when we're making our claims. That's a big problem I see with a lot of people. Like the Scott Abernathy I saw up there the other night, that's the Scott Abernathy I need to see every day. That bold, that convicted, that strong, and you need to be doing it in as many places as you can do it. And your team needs to be able to say it with that kind of conviction. So a big difference in Game Changer for me is slight improvement on my current life. So why would I do it? Because I got fear it ain't going to work. Or it's not a big enough opportunity for me. Over to this new opportunity. And this new opportunity is a life-changing opportunity for me. Okay? So why don't people stay the course, Scott, when they come with you? If they do believe it's a new opportunity, you do sell them, why do they quit?
They don't typically unless they sell their property, unless they no longer need the services.
Yes.
From time to time, it is a service problem.
Yeah. And could you say that your team could get a lot better at how they make the customer feel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we all could, right? How do we make people feel? Do they feel better about us? Do they feel worse about us? Are we too transactional? Are we slowing down? I just said anybody that wants to partner with me, even if I can't partner with them, I don't want them walking away going, man, he was such an asshole. And his staff was so difficult to deal with.
It does happen from time to time.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen, right? But I don't want people to feel that way. I want to say we have a life-changing opportunity for you here, okay? And if we could show you how to do this and address your fears and address the fears that you have of going forward. Does that make sense? See, the fears with you is, will it work? Will it really improve anything? Why can't we use the current system? Why can't we just use our cell phones? You understand what I'm saying? Like those are fears that the consumer may or may not tell you. What if I spend this money to upgrade the system and it don't work? Right? Like we need, like these are fears. I may or may not tell you that, by the way. Like I got a bunch of people trying to sell me ClickFunnels right now. Okay, and new websites. And here's my point. If I've had a bad experience with those in the past, I'm sitting there going, why would I pour my money into this? Because I have not seen a return. The ClickFunnels we had did work somewhat, but they didn't work the way I thought they would work. The website didn't work the way I thought it would work. You see what I'm saying? The Facebook ads I've spent money on didn't work the way they were supposed to work.
Same with property management.
Yeah.
The property manager didn't
That's
work
right.
the way they expected it to work.
So go ahead.
So with that, do you go ahead and provide them data to show them improved customer?
Yes. You got to give them as much data as you can. You got to attack the fear. See, we present opportunity, but we don't attack the fear. And they leave there. They leave there with all this fear and anxiety that it won't work.
That you just didn't address.
That's right.
So what can somebody tell you to convince you that ClickFunnels, my ClickFunnels...
They could show me 5 examples and let me talk to 5 people that said, we invested this much money in ClickFunnels, and this is how much money we made every month off of this. Let me see them. Let me see how they work. Let me talk to the business owner, because I get mixed reviews. I talk to this person, he goes, oh yeah, it worked. Talk to this person, no, it didn't work at all. See what I'm saying? So that confusion causes me not to take action. Everybody see that? Now, how many of you think that, everybody see the difference here between the improvement? And, okay, Brunson says this, 98% of people have desire, less than 2% have ambition. 98% want to get better. They just don't have the pray drive to do what? Actually get any better. They tell you they're going to do it, and then they don't do it. They tell you they're going to start, and then they don't start. They tell you they're going to quit, and then they don't quit. A bad habit. They tell you this, and they don't do it. And I would tell you from coaching a lot of people, that's very true. We start with good intention, we fall off the wagon, and then we feel guilty about it. But we try, right? It's like, hey, I'll show up at Sunday on church. I'm going to give it another shot this week, right? Last week didn't work out the way I wanted to. I'm going to show up on Sunday and see if we can start over again. So my point is, I guess my big part of this game changer, and then I'm going to bring Chelsea up, is a big part of this game changer is the difference between these two things. Training your team, and this is a whole new opportunity for you. I know you got a lot of fear. You may fear it don't work. You may fear this, but we're going to attack that. And I'm going to give you example after example of how it worked. Okay? I'm going to show you that. That's a whole new opportunity. How many of you have ever been involved in a life-changing opportunity before? Yeah, we all have at some point, right? Now, let me ask you this. Was it not because somebody walked into your life that you didn't know before? Think about that. It's typically because you got new information from somewhere. Like, who turned you on to this business?
My father.
Okay. So,
It was inadvertent.
okay. But here's the deal. He's still got access to new information. Because he got access to new information, new strategies, right? He took action, and then it happened for him. Now, what you want to do is replicate that with other people. Like if I wrote a book and said how I went from a high school basketball coach to a millionaire, I could go back to other high school coaches and say, if you're miserable teaching and you don't think there's a better way to do it, I can show you a roadmap that I use to go from doing this to doing this. Everybody understand what I'm saying? There would still be some teachers that would be scared to death to leave. Why? May work, may not work. A person moves toward a decision if they think it's going to increase their status. If they think it's going to decrease their status, they move away from it. So how would it decrease a person's status? Real simple. It don't work. I lose all my money. It's an awful deal. That would decrease my status. If I think it will increase my status, I move toward it.
And some haters too.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have a lot of haters when you get up there. When you get up there, okay? All right, Chelsea, you ready? Now, basically, what she's going to be doing is breaking down some of this game-changing concept for you as a team, for you as a staff, from a staff perspectives, perception.
Yes.
Okay? Because one of the things we're trying to do is drastically improve our customer service. How many of y'all trying to do this? Drastically improve our customer service. That's one thing Chelsea's helping us with. She's helping us as the director of the Kids Academy, but she's also helping us improve the customer experience, onboarding correctly, handling customer issues and complaints, following up to make sure that there's movement in the right position, okay? Making sure like those people that weren't here today that signed up that should be here, that need to get coached, get in class. You know what I'm saying? It's always fun to me, the people that need it the most don't show up, and the people that need it show up every time. Does that make sense? So, Chelsea, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. All right, so what we're going to do is first make sure we understand the goals for 2019 within your team, because that's where we have to start and how we're going to change the game. So once we've established the goals, we're going to see where you fit in individually as a team member to help reach those goals. And then last, we're going to start developing a stronger EOS using bolder claims, just like Coach was saying, to move from improvement opportunities into new opportunities. So that's just kind of a quick overview of what we're going to cover today. So this month, your leaders have been asked to identify 3 significant game changers for them. Making a single decision, surging and spiking in one specific area of the business, where they can make a significant jump to reach the goals for 2019, have excessive action in reaching that goal, and have structure for it for you as a team. So we're going to develop some of that structure together and make sure everybody's on the same page so you can reach the goals. So just very quickly, I want you to discuss at your table. Bob, I can come sit with you. But what is it that is your expertise? Like, what unique ability do you bring to the team? What's the one area of the company that you can help surge? And if specifically your leaders here, they can tell you where they want the surge to happen, so you can figure out how your unique ability helps reach those goals for that area. How you can build your fan base, how you can feed the funnel, and then we're going to identify some strategic partners to help that take place. Okay? So take about 2 minutes just to go through this, identify your individual unique ability and expertise.
2 minutes. Your unique ability. Go and tell the whole room.
And right now we can continue to work on that. But so the goals are the first step, making sure everyone on the team understands what it is you're looking for. And then next, figuring out how you fit into that as an individual team member. So Coach already talked about this a little bit, but we're going to move forward because of timing. But 2 types of opportunity for your product or your service. You can either have an improvement offer, which is just slightly better than something down the street, or you can have a new opportunity, which actually is life-changing experience that you can share your success stories and gain more business that way. So he already covered that, but let's talk just briefly. It's the beginning of 2019. The first demonstrated capacity of being a monster producer is having a strong EOS, or your explanation of service. So briefly, what I want you guys to do is just go through the steps of an EOS, and I have it up here for you. Start with your belief statement, why you believe in it, what it is you're doing that for because of your beliefs, how you're going to do it differently, what are your social proof, your success stories, and then you ask that strong question that looks a little different for everyone. If EOS is something that you're continuously trying to work on, because I think it is a continual process, we do have a training tomorrow, and I can send you the webinar if you can't be here for it. Okay, so 2 minutes on your explanation of service, because the goal for this is for us to take what you have right now and make it stronger. Okay, any questions?
So an EOS, you mean like an EOS for the company or an EOS for each individual person's position?
Well, we need an EOS for the company, but they'll individually have their own EOS for what they're doing for you.
For like salespeople?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool.
Good. Okay.
What's your EOS?
He said he made a new one yesterday when we were at the airport. Okay, so now we've gone over our EOS, and again, that's something that's ever evolving. It's always going to improve. The more success stories you have, the stronger it's going to get. But we're going to shift gears and try to focus on how to make your current EOS more of the game-changing style of EOS. So what Coach has been talking about to the leaders this month for the concept is how to be bolder, to use stronger words that really stand out, to teach and show them how to use your product or your service and how it's different. So again, that is your EOS. And then to attack their fears, which he addressed that earlier. So for you guys, just as a review, when you have a new opportunity or an improvement offer, fear exists with your customers. So how do you attack and address that fear up front to help them find comfort and consistency within what you have to offer them, okay? So next, we're gonna call this your EOS 2.0. So now we're gonna make it bolder, we're gonna make it stronger. You're gonna show more commitment and conviction to your product or service. And you're gonna attack the fear, which can be inserted into your EOS depending on what your product or service is, wherever that's best for you. But insert attacking the fear when you're explaining what it is that you do that's game-changing versus your competitor. Okay, so talk for a few minutes with your team about that. And Bob, I'll come back there with you. It's fast, but this will just kind of give you a process to take back and continue to work. Okay? take your current EOS, make it bolder, make it stronger, have more conviction, and ridiculous success stories so that you can attack the fear that your customers have. Okay, so we're gonna let a couple people share some examples, and that will help you guys kind of wrap up what we've done in the beginning. Okay, Bob's gonna start. Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome. Can you hear me? Yes? All right. Good morning, all. So my EOS is communications with your employees and your customers is so vital to your business that you should do everything within your power to never miss a call. Now, we've been able to do that for over 1,000 customers. We have the data that can back up the value that we've been able to provide for those customers. Our price point is so ridiculous that it's suitable for every budget. If we can do this for your business, what would prevent us from moving forward?
Great.
Also, even though all of this is so amazing, the most important thing, the thing that we pride ourselves on, is our customer experience. Thank you.
Way to go, Bob. Okay, so right out from the beginning, he addressed fears, but he closed with a fear. I think that you see a lot is the customer service and making sure that you don't miss calls. He addressed all that within his EOS. So that is a stronger EOS. It's bolder. And then adding in more of those success stories is only going to make it even stronger and provide comfort for your customers. Scott, do you want to share?
So I believe that every landlord needs a qualified CEO to run their landlording business, and we are that qualified CEO. And that's my EOS currently. What we never have done is attack the fear, like you mentioned just a moment ago. So that's what we were talking about in our group was what fears need to be attacked. For those of you who don't own rental properties, the fears of landlords are bad tenants, maintenance, these kind of things. So we were working on incorporating something along that lines to attack that fear within an EOS. With that being said, we haven't got it done yet, so I'm not prepared to quote anything just yet.
That's okay. Do you have any examples that would make it bolder, though, from your team? Like that just stands out with your initial conversation?
Sure, some of the language that we use is building wealth, or in one example that I like as a real belief of mine that I say over and over again is I believe that scattered site rental property ownership is the best way for middle class Americans to become upper class Americans. And I feel like that's a pretty powerful statement. So you put that on top of a fear that you're going to make a lot of wealth out of it, but will take the fears away. We feel like incorporating something like that can really help our EOS.
Great. So go ahead.
Could you add in there that you also have the best of the best and all the resources for landscaping, electrical, everything. You have all of it.
That was some of the things we touched on within our group here, was the things that we have to offer that a landlord really can't. A good example would be somebody can pull into one of our driveways to see a property and text a number on the sign and see that home within 5 minutes. I mean, with a relative assured that the property is safe and secure. A landlord can't do that. We spend a lot of money for these services that a landlord can't do. That earns them more money also in the long run. So yes, there are things like that. Systems in place, the systems is really where it boils down to. And yes, somehow I need to describe the systems that save them money and make them more money, yeah.
Right. So I'm living in Idaho, right? And I just got word that my fence got knocked down, right? And that owner or that person renting has Dobermans, right? I'm gonna know that they're gonna get put back in the cage, right?
In our case, we have a system for that very situation. The fence gets knocked down. The tenant sends it over to us electronically, which automatically gets routed out to the right spot. For a landlord, that's a tragedy. They got to go find a fence repair person, and then they got to find one that's actually willing to work, et cetera, et cetera. We got it all taken care of. Water heater's a better example, but thanks. Good stuff, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Thank y'all for sharing. Do you guys want to share anything?
Yeah, sure. So I think one of the fears with insurance is honestly the knowledge of what you're getting. Because I think a lot of people that I've learned, they just truly don't know what they're getting when they come in the office. They don't know what liability limits are. They don't know what comp is, collision is, et cetera. And so I think for me, or for us, knocking out that fear of just trying to be getting them to be very knowledgeable, sharing with them kind of the basics of what they're getting and what they're receiving, what they're purchasing. So that way when they walk out of our doors, they don't shake their head and say, I got insurance, I guess I'm good. They actually know what they got. And I think another fear too is people wanting to know if they're going to be taken care of after the fact, like if they have a claim. And so I think sharing success stories of how we've helped other people is vital in that instance. So.
Great, and that's what eliminates their fears, hearing that it worked for someone else. Good. Well, thank you all for sharing. So what we're going to move into next is an accountability structure for all of 2019 and how you fit into that as a team. But I just want to tell everyone we do have an EOS training tomorrow here with Tom Love. That is a piece that you need to ever evolve within your business and continuously grow and improve. So if you've already gone through EOS training, that's okay. You're welcome to come tomorrow, or if you want me to send you the webinar link, let me know before you leave and I can get that to you. Okay, so 2019 accountability, everything is geared toward hitting your dominant focus. So I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. What we did as a team, and then how you can work together to make sure everybody's on the same page and moving in the same direction. So discovering the dominant focus, that comes from your leader. As you can see, Coach Burt has our dominant focus. They're up on the walls. This is what we as a team have to strive to hit daily. And we all understand what his goal is, and we all understand how we fit into that equation to move in that direction. So if you don't know what your dominant focus is, step one is to ask your leader or share, if you are the leader here, share what your dominant focus is. Next, explore what you do as a team member, your roles and your responsibilities, and question each one of them if they directly impact reaching the dominant focus for your boss. If they don't, you need to see that as a low value activity of your time, and you need to figure out how to move forward with high value activity more than low value activity, because again, you're a team member, you have a goal to hit, it takes all of you to do that, but you have to stay focused with your roles and your responsibilities. And then we talked a little bit about this at the beginning, but figure out what your unique ability is and how that will help you achieve that goal a little differently than everyone else on your team. I know Bob explained earlier that Crystal is his process person. He doesn't enjoy creating process, and she does, and that has helped your customer service, correct? Okay, so that's her unique ability. You said she likes numbers, she likes data, so she's strong in that area, therefore it makes his business stronger and his customers more satisfied. And then as a team, continue to discuss what actions that you can take to help your leader reach their goals within that one specific area they want to spike and surge. So if you haven't shared that, go ahead and share that with your team, or be thinking of it if you haven't defined it yet. So let's go ahead and start on this together, and we will move forward in just a minute. Have you shared your goals?
Yeah, what's our
But there's a little bit more information in here. So to close, there are a few slides about Monster Manifesto that you can read and talk about as a team as well. But the goal for today was to make sure your team understands what your leader's overall dominant focus is and how you can all work better as a team to get there, what that process looks like, and then improving your EOS to becoming more of a game-changing experience for your customers versus just another opportunity. So if you want to stay longer, I'm free to help. I just wanted to close because I know some of you have to get back to the office. I can send you this PowerPoint if you'd like, but I do want to make sure, is everyone getting emails from Coach Burt currently? Okay, if you're not, I want to make sure we have all that information so I can be sending you stuff specifically for Monster teams. Okay, any questions?
What time's the EOS thing?
Tomorrow it's at 9 to 10:30. And if you want, I'll get your information. I'll send you a link to everything. Any other questions? Yes, they are recorded. Mm-hmm.
We could listen to it later.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll send you guys this link so you can watch the beginning again. Thank you for coming. I hope that you go back and take your plans and reach your 2019 goals. Thank you. Okay, let me make sure I have.